Hear me? Hold on. All right, everybody, we are live and we've got people from the rally. Are you ready? There we go. I can see you. I can hear you. Can you see you? No. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Ready? Boom. This is so exciting. Now, we are live from a rally. And so what's happening is they are trying to see where their sound is. Okay, here we go.
Let's use
They
your
are
phone.
back.
It's the internet. Because listen, it's like all broken up.
Can you now? Can you hear me okay? No, they cannot. Well, now what are we going to do? Let's see. They went away. Well, that's not good. All right, guys, for those of you in the audience, this is real. This is live. This is bada bing, bada boom. We are trying to come from the rally. I'm going to take my headphones off. They're making me crazy. Can I tell you what? Absolutely crazy. So, can you hear me okay? That's the question. Can you hear me out there? Because if you can't hear me, well, we've got another problem. So, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to message our producer and say, hey, you producer, can you hear us? Oh, no. All right. There we go. Now, we are ready. And for those of you watching, well, tell you what, you are going to be in for a treat because we are going to see Jason and a bunch of the people who had the Toyota. Now, if you haven't heard about the Mirai stories, let me tell you what, you're in for a treat. And here's why. Well, there's a lot of interesting stories. Now, the people who bought them, well, they weren't really in for the treat. And that's not a good thing. So here's what happened. They bought these cars for $60,000. Yeah, $60,000. And guess what? They can't take them out of California. You want to take a road trip? No. You want to move? No. 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 Can you go to Big Bear and back if you live in LA? No. You can't because there's no fueling stations. So we are, Jason, if you're watching, working with the people in the back of the studio, and they are working on us right now so that they can get us going and get the sound so that you can hear it. Now, if you have headphones, that would be great. If you don't have headphones, well, it's going to work out okay. Okay, so Dave can hear me. So my producer can hear me. We are on YouTube. People on YouTube can hear me. Thank God I'm here. Eileen, you're here and you can hear me. Woohoo. Okay, now, all right. So we are waiting for them to come back, and I am so excited. Sorry, I had to brush my hair. It was one of those things where those headphones were killer. All right. So
Hey,
they're back. They are back.
we're here live from the rally.
Oh, wait. Hold on one second. Let me get you up here. Let me get you. Woohoo! You're here.
Hi.
Can you
Check it
hear
out.
me now?
Yep, I can hear you. We switched phones. I think we should be good.
There you go. And look, I've got you guys. Take it away.
Well, we're here live at the state capitol in California with a lot of unhappy Toyota Mirai and Hyundai Nexo owners. But let me introduce you to one. What's your name?
Donnie.
Hi, Donnie. We're streaming live with Jen Hardy. She's speaking about this case. Do you want to tell her a little bit about your
My
what brought you
experience
here
with
today? Yep, you can grab the phone if you'd like.
Well, actually, my problem is I have to go about 16 miles to get the hydrogen. And then I have to cross the bridge, pay $8 toll. And I'm so limited to driving it. I have family that live in Sacramento, and I know not to drive to Sacramento. So just very limited to driving my vehicle.
Do you have a Toyota Mirai or Hyundai?
I have the Mirai.
Okay. Wow.
Toyota Mirai.
Jen, is our sound okay? Can you hear us?
I can hear you great. And I just wanted to say we got that whole thing. And I am so sorry that happened to you. This is just blowing my mind. The people that are watching with me it's just astounding this could even happen. So thank you so much for sharing.
More than welcome. Yes.
We need to get the word out there.
Yes. Sure.
Oh my goodness. All right. And Laura Amos said hi. All right. So we're having people say hi. I'm going to take it back to you but I'm still here. I just want you to know I'm here. I can hear you. And if you need
Sure,
anything,
sounds
just,
good. I'm going to
you sound
introduce you
great.
to another client who can tell you a little bit more about their story.
Thank
Do
you.
you want to speak with Jen Hardy? She's streaming live about the situation of the Toyota Mirai and the Nexo. You can
Hi
tell
there.
her.
Maybe last week I went to go get some hydrogen, and I went to the station. It was offline, but then I said, well, maybe I should go to San Ramon. I said, I don't want to take that chance, so I waited around. Then after I finally got some hydrogen, then I went to San Ramon, and the pumps were completely out. No.
That's crazy.
Speed,
That's
huh?
wild.
Then plus I had to cross back across the bridge. That's another
Yeah.
extra money I'm spending next year. Just
How much time do you spend every week trying to drive your car? Just trying, filling
Well,
up.
I try to drive it every day, doing certain little things.
Yeah.
But I have to make sure I have enough hydrogen to make it to the back to the hydrogen station.
That's crazy. How long have you had your car for?
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
It's
Wow.
22.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm going to go say hello to another unhappy hydrogen car owner. There seems to be a lot of us here today. Do you want to speak with Jen Hardy? We are streaming live about the situation with the hydrogen cars. Oh, you are. So this is Jen Hardy. She's on the
Hi there.
YouTube
How's it
channel.
going?
How are you?
We're trying to get the word out about what is going on with all of you so that people understand outside of California. We had never heard of all of this hydrogen shenanigans. And I am so sorry.
It's a good thing you don't because it's not very great. So the inconvenience of where the gas stations are, the hydrogen stations.
Oh, yeah.
So hydrogen stations always far away from the house, always breaking down. We have to drive 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back home. Having to get rentals all the time because we don't have the fuel. And then this is my fiance. It's actually in his name. Here, talk to her about she's on YouTube about the inconvenience of hydrogen. She's a YouTuber.
Oh yeah,
Tell everybody outside of California what's going on.
this is really crazy stuff happening. Toyota needs to create a product to provide solution for the consumers, but I believe that this Toyota Mirai product especially became a pain to everyone, especially becoming inconvenience whenever the stations they get shut down for any mechanical reason. You have to go get a rental, to go live your daily lives. But that became a pain, and then just everything costs. It's not cost effective.
You'd be better off taking a taxi than paying for your hydrogen.
There you
It's
go.
so expensive. It's supposed to be better for the environment, but I feel like we're getting punished as consumers for getting a fuel cell car. So, people like me who have school, work, kids. I mean, it's not convenient at all. So, we're all very upset because we got manipulated to buy this vehicle, saying it's the future. When it's been 3 years since we bought the car, and there's no difference.
That's wild. So you're
Yeah.
renting cars even though you own this car.
Yeah, we have to always get a rental, and we have to drive to the airport to get it. And we're in Sacramento, so we have to drive all the way to the airport in traffic, pick up the rental all the way back. And I have 2 young kids, so it doesn't make it easy.
No. Oh my goodness. Okay. I had no idea.
Yeah, so we're trying to get this resolved. I mean, Toyota, when we call them about it, they don't even care. And they want us to have a lot of negative equity just to return the car. We just said, can we just return it, break even, and get something else from Toyota? Like, this is really inconvenient. They won't do it. So it's time to make a difference in the future. This is why we're here. We're very upset.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing your story. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
And I'm
Thank
sorry
you
again.
for
That's,
listening.
you're welcome.
I feel like there's so many different stories here. Everyone is so effective in many different ways. Who wanted to
Right.
speak to her? Hallie.
All right, do me a
Hey,
favor.
which
If you
one?
can hold it back a little bit further from the people so we get a good, yeah, there we go. Because what we're going to do is we'll make shorts out of this later so Jason can use them in court too.
Sure, sounds good. We'll do that. Do you want to speak
Okay.
with Jen Hardy? She's right now, we're streaming live about the Toyota case and the hydrogen case.
Oh yeah.
And she has some questions for you about what your situation is.
Still alive.
Here.
Hi. Yeah, hi there.
Hello.
I'm on YouTube. I live in Florida and I had never even heard about this hydrogen fuel cell situation. And apparently you're having to rent cars and drive taxis even when you own a car.
3 years down, I'm 30 rentals in. And a lot of the rentals, it depends on when you get the rental. You may have to put your card up to get the rental and they reimburse you back. And then there's a thing about that too, because sometimes they try not to reimburse you back. But they have actually, except for one rental, gave me my money back. But here's the thing. I get stuck in the car. I've gotten stuck in the car late at night. A lot of these places where you get the fuel are at truck stops in the middle of nowhere. So you're stuck at the no light. You know, I didn't buy a car to ride around with a blanket and a pillow in my trunk, but you might want to put one in there because you're going to probably need one. And so, you know, you get stuck, and there's nothing can help you. There's no hotel till in the morning. And the people that they say, well, we got a contract with a place that's contracted out or whatever, however they do it. They're supposed to come out. You'll get A&I, you call there, and they'll say, leave your name and number, and we'll call you back. Now you're stuck. It's dark. You're alone. You're like in a dark place. Anything could happen to you, and and you're just there. Even one time, they didn't tell me when I bought the car. Also, you can get stuck to the pump. So if you get stuck to the pump, I've had to call the fire department.
No way.
And the fire department had to come out and let me loose. We all tried. A lot of people like here was trying to get me loose. I was like, I'm sick. I can't be here. I really can't be here. I can't. I can't stay here. I gotta go. And they was like, no. And also, just because the pump has the fuel doesn't mean that it's going to actually give the fuel to you, because it probably won't come out of the tank. It won't come out into the tank. So that's another thing. So just because it has fuel, so they're reading, oh, it has fuel available. This fuel is available. But by the time you get there, I have had to drive 35 miles to get the fuel. When I got there, no fuel available. Drive another 30 miles to Emeryville. Okay, well, we're low on fuel. We can't give the public fuel. This is for our buses. Then you have to drive to Oakland and get the fuel. That's another 15 miles. And you can get fuel there if you can get fuel there. One day, they sent me to 3 locations, and I didn't able to get the fuel. And at the end of the day, you know what they told me? Well, we're going to need you to go to the Oakland airport and pick up a rental. Well, the Oakland airport is so far away from where you sent me to get the fuel. I don't think I'm going to make it. And I'm nervous. I already have a heart condition. Now, this is making it harder on me because I'm by myself and I'm like, what if I don't make it? What if I don't make it? What if I get stranded on the freeway? What if I get stranded and can't make it? And then I'm going to stay on the phone with you. Well, you're staying on the phone with me is not going to get me from being stranded, you know. And now my heart is going off more and more and more and more and more. And I'm like, I'm going to be sick. And I'm like, well, they was like, well, if you get into that situation, it was like, you can always call 911. They told me you cannot call out 911 and says, I ran out of fuel. That's not what they do. That's not what they do. And they're gonna send
Right.
out the ambulance, the fire department, and the police department, and you're gonna pay for those services. So you probably could almost purchase a used car with what they're gonna bill you for. So you're gonna get a bill. It always comes with a bill, and then you gotta argue with them to pay the bill, and then everybody won't pay the bill. And I'm like, it's so traumatizing to me, to the point where my car is sitting up, and it's actually being parked in front of the house, and not, and because There's no there's no guarantee you're gonna get where you're going. I
So
can't even go by and look at the water
if
because
you
there's no fueling
if
stations
you
down there on the back roads. So you can forget going out to Bodega Bay. You forget going out, which is one of my favorite places to go. You can forget the marinas because you're not going to be marina hopping because there's no fueling stations nowhere in sight. And I go through this time mostly every time that car starts up, it ends up I'm getting towed back, and my neighbors are like, "What's going on? You just got that new car. Why is it getting towed? It's no good. It's no good. I can't find the fuel. I can't find the fuel.
Yep.
And it's always this, and or I'm getting stuck, in the car. Now I need parts. Also, now I need parts. And because of everything that's going on and tariffs and things like that, they're not even able to get parts for the car anymore. It depends on what part they have. If it's not a backstock part, you will not be able to get your car fixed. So it's not like you could take your car in and they actually give you a rental car until your part come in. They'll take your name, they'll take your number, they'll tell you what part you need, and they'll call you when the part comes in. Here it is, a year and a half later. They haven't called me. You still haven't gotten the part. It's
well,
all these things that's happening. It's just sending me. I can't believe they actually was able legally to sell me the car. And mind
no.
you, now I'm not even over the mileage for the car. I am over the 3 year of me having the car, so the warranty is no more. So now that the warranty is expired, the gas card expired. The gas card expired, so you're paying out of your pocket. And that card that cost me $47 to fill up, when I purchased it, I was like, oh, hey, what's the big deal? When the car ran out, I could pay $47. It cost me $160 for a half a tank of fuel.
Well, it's crazy.
And you may use the half a tank
here.
of fuel finding the half
Yeah.
a tank of fuel.
Wow.
So,
$160 for half a tank of fuel.
yeah, so
That's
That is
yeah, so you,
crazy.
unheard of.
yeah, so I would say to anybody, when you get down to a half a tank, start looking for the fuel, and I hope you have a day off because it may take your whole day. It's possibly going to take your whole day to even get the fuel, and then you got to get back home in the commute traffic. And then another thing they lied about crossing bridges and that commuter lane. It is not free. It is not free. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not free, and it's supposed to be fuel. I wasn't supposed to pay for that. So you were in the commuter lane, and you are crossing these bridges, and the next thing you know, fast track got you too. Because I'm like, wait, it's supposed to be free, but no, only between certain hours. That wasn't in the contract. And I feel too, under contract law, why are they able to change the contract because of the way they feel? I'm not able to change my contract. I'm still abiding by what I said that I could pay for. But they changed the contract, changed the pricing, changed the availability, changed the rental car practice. They changed the way that they are sending out the trucks to come out to get you. And also, you might want to have AAA as well because it's like a 24-hour backup on the tow truck if they send a tow truck for you, and you can't ride in their tow truck. So when the tow truck comes gets the car from them, when the tow truck comes get the car from them, then you're still stranded in the middle of nowhere.
What a rough experience you've had
Now,
this past few
if a
years.
tow truck
Yes, I
comes,
have.
the tow truck can't bring you fuel either, can it?
Can the tow truck bring you fuel?
Oh no! Why? And
In our
that's the same thing I
dreams.
said. Why did they invent a tow truck that goes around with fuel and fill people up so you can at least get from one fueling station to another? And it tells you, say, well, it tells you when you're about to run out of fuel. Well, it could tell you all day that you're going to run out of fuel if you just can't get it. oh, you have 8 more miles. So it's like 8 miles to panic, 70 miles to panic, 4 miles to panic, and then with a heart condition, that is not good.
Yeah, you don't want to live that every
It's
day.
not, it's not,
Did
it's
you get
not.
here with your Toyota Mirai today?
No, there's
So
no way I would drive a Toyota Mirai here and get stranded. There's
if
no way.
you
That car is not, it's not operable for me. And it still looks good parked in front of the house. It's just got a lot of dust on it. So now you just got to go out there and wash it because we don't have abandoned cars, and I live like in a gated community. We don't have abandoned cars sitting on the road. So you got to make sure it's nice and shiny for you to look at and then be angry the fact that they have gotten you for this money. And
how much
even
is one full tank? For you two both, how much is a full tank?
it should be about uh it should be about $340 probably. Somewhere around $340, most likely, yeah. If they let you get it, because I don't know, it's something with this True Zero people, and then when you complain to Mariah about True Zero, well, we're Mariah, we're not True Zero. We can just connect you over to True Zero. And there's no way, and I do accounting, there's no way you can calculate exactly if you're being cheated or not on the fuel. I've sat there and pushed the numbers all day long, and I can't come up with it. And I'm like, well, you know what? This goes against our accounting principles. This is not, we're supposed to be able to calculate the dollar, calculate the fuel, what we're spending. You never know. It's what they give you. And they'll tell you if you can prove to us that you got the receipt. If you get the receipt, we can reimburse you when you use your own credit cards. They never. I don't know what it is. Is it like they're running out of paper, or they just don't print you out a receipt? I probably have out of this whole 3 years, I probably have like maybe 6 to 10 receipts.
Wow.
It's no. It doesn't come out. It doesn't come out the machine.
Such a basic thing.
Yeah.
A receipt. Every store you go to, you get a receipt.
And then if you go into the station, wherever it is that they have if they have attendant there, they say, oh, well, we have nothing to do with that. That's those people over there. We have nothing to do with that. And there have been times where I've been there and a Mirai service truck come and they come in to fill the fuel up. They can't help you. They tell you to call the 1-800 number. They can't help you.
Wow, that is crazy. Thank you so much for sharing with all of Jen Hardy's listeners. This is really crazy stuff.
It is.
Yes,
I am
thank
just
you
so
so much
unfair.
for sharing.
on and
Yeah.
I mean, I am so tired of my rapid heartbeat till I'm like,
Yeah.
this is killing me.
It's not
faster.
fair at all.
It's not.
Well, I'm
I
glad you
can't
came out here
imagine.
today. We're gonna go say hello to somebody else, and I'll be back.
I can't believe they did this to me. I
Right?
think it should be against the law. And it probably is somewhere, but California, I don't know, because they only sell the car in California.
Yes. Right.
Is that ice cream day?
Right. That's crazy. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet
We're gonna go say hello to someone else who seems to have a big problem. Would you? Yeah, go ahead. This is Jen Hardy. She's streaming live on the Jen Hardy Show, and
Hi
she's
there.
telling everyone outside of California what the problem is with the Toyota Mirai and the Nexo and all the hydrogen. So you can take it away. Tell her what's going on with your car. Why are you
Well,
here today?
I'm here today just to let everybody know that my car sits in my driveway. It's unusable. It's impossible to get fuel. The cost, everything that we were told about this car has not been true. It's been completely a bait and switch is really what it was.
How much you on it?
Yeah,
She came with a great sign.
basically told the MSRP was
That's what it was on the contract.
$76,708. Right now, if you could get any money for it,
Yeah.
maybe $3,000 if someone's going to buy it. That's the last time.
If someone's gonna
That's
buy
the
it.
last time I was told
Yeah.
what was offered to me. When Toyota actually tried to offer me that amount for the car to put me into an electric car at one of the dealerships.
Really?
So yeah, so it's just frustrating. frustrating. It's a it's a scam. You just feel like you just got taken advantage of, completely. And there's some, I'm not going to be completely absolved from any kind of. I didn't have to buy the car, right? But if you are, and if you are conscious about things and you want to help the environment, do things, and be kind of on the edge of certain things, then this was a great way to be involved. So it just didn't work out. It's a bunch of lies.
Yeah, and now they're not fixing it. Right? I think that's the
Well, yeah,
biggest
they're not.
problem.
No,
It's
they're not
gonna make
fixing it.
mistakes, but gas is just getting more expensive.
Well, when we first got our Mirai, I think I want to say it was $12.99 a kilogram to fill it up, and I think it's running. If I haven't gone in a while because I can't drive the car, I think it's $37 or $38 a kilogram. Now we were told specifically within 2 years the cost of hydrogen would be probably $7 a kilogram. So it's just you're told. Not even any of them are true.
Yeah.
I don't need, I don't know what anything they told us when we bought this car was actually accurate.
Right.
So anyway, that's my story.
So that's what we're doing out here
You hear a
today.
lot of the same stories, trust me.
But everyone's personal lives are so affected in many different
How
ways.
many kilograms does your car take?
It takes 5. So imagine if I don't have a calculator in front of me, but at $37 a kilogram times 5, and you get 200. We were also told we were going to get 400 miles on a
It's
tank of fuel.
$185.
$185 to fill it up, and I can go 270 miles if I don't run the air conditioner. And then,
Oh my God, in
but
LA.
you got to save 25 miles on your car just to get it to a station. I live 27 miles away from the nearest station. So I have to save 27 miles on the car to get to fill up, and I have to drive 27 of my 260 just to get home.
And how often is the station down or not working offline?
Oh, it's offline all the time.
Yeah.
There's only one station.
You drive there, you lose it.
So really I need, if you think about it, I need about 70 miles of available fuel to fill it up. One trip out, one trip back, and another trip out to fill it up again. So that leaves me, 200 miles, which we all know you could do that in a day or 2 days just running around town. So it's just in the driveway.
That is.
So I continue to pay on it. I pay about total between insurance, because I have to insure it still, and the cost of the payment, and you factor in the registration. It costs about $600 a month to sit on my driveway.
Wow.
I felt bad the other day. I took it to get it washed. It was so dirty. I'm like, I got to get it washed. Actually had to spend, how much did we spend? $1,000? $1,000 because animals got up underneath, because I hadn't moved it for so long because it was dead battery, that animals got up in there and chewed the wires. So I had to get it towed out to Toyota, spend $1,200, $1,100 of our own money to get it rewired, all the damage that the rodents did chewing the wires up, and have it towed out to West Sacramento to get it filled, and then drove it home. And it sits in my driveway.
They convinced us to trade in our Prius. That's the worst part.
Yeah, they did. They
really?
Yeah, they had a nice Prius.
What did they do?
They worked a deal, really sweeten the pot to take our Prius to give us this.
Make sure you get each person to say their full name and where they bought the car, like some basic foundational
That's a
stuff.
great
We could
idea.
use it in a court case.
Perfect. Do you want?
Yeah, mine was bought at Roseville Toyota.
So just say your name. I bought it at Roseville Toyota.
Yeah, my name is Andy Smith. I bought it at Roseville Toyota.
Thank you so much for sharing your
Yep.
story.
All right.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Do
you,
want
Andy.
to
I
talk-
appreciate you.
My name is John Kim.
John Kim?
I'm living in San Francisco.
And where'd you buy your Toyota?
Bought my Toyota Mirai and Stevens Creek Toyota, San Jose.
Okay.
And the big problem is, big issue is how to find the fueling station. And I cannot drive my car out of the state. And then the nearest station is about 10 miles away. I heard that in San Francisco also a couple of stations to fuel, but actually both of them closed now. So I have to go to other city, and then it's really a waste of time, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and then one case I went several times to the station. Normally I go, then I find this broken. And then I made several more trips.
Yeah.
But few days they all stayed.
And every time you're driving, you're using up gas.
Using
Yeah.
mileage.
Yeah.
And then another problem is the cost of hydrogen. They raised the crazy. So now I pay 37 for each kilogram.
Yeah.
And my car needs about 9 kilograms.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
almost $300. And then it's up maybe maximum 250 miles. They said about 350 something miles per full tank.
Yeah.
But it's not really. It's not the actual mileage, so it's a lot less than that. So big problem, another big problem. I can't even go down to Los Angeles. Sign with each person. You know, unreliable and then undependable. Even if I go visit some station in even some other city, they are broken.
Yeah.
The station, so I cannot cure. So what is your
The basic infrastructure isn't there.
Yeah, it's really terrible.
Wow.
And another thing I thought about selling that car,
Yeah.
but I heard for new Mirai they are selling out for big discount.
Yeah.
But cannot sell
Yeah.
for used car price.
Yeah.
So it's a terrible situation.
Do you have another car?
I have another car. That's why I just
Goodness.
so for 3 years. After 3 years, my Mirai mileage is about only less than 8,000 miles.
Wow.
It's just for 3 years.
Use it.
Yeah, maybe most of the time I make trip to fueling.
Yeah.
Back in horrible situation.
Wow.
So
Thank you so much for sharing. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
my
Thank you for
name is
coming
John
out.
in San Francisco.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And we haven't got your now. Do you have a story too?
I have all the client stories with me.
Yeah. Do you want to tell yours later?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, how's it going? You want to tell your Mirai story?
Hey, Jen. Hey, what's going on, Jen?
Hey, man, I'm just here to hear your stories. I live in Florida. I had never heard of this car or this situation. It is blowing my mind right now listening to all of you guys tell your stories. You want to tell
Oh man,
yours?
what you think? Yeah, it's pretty sad. You know, it's they really kind of took advantage of the Californians up here. You know, definitely. I feel like it's more of a just another attack. Like, you know, and it's really sad. You know, it's really a sad scene out here. Got a lot of grandmothers. You know, you got a lot of people out here traveling and want to bought this car with pride and really came out the short end of it. Everything got the short end of the bargain, I should say.
Where did you buy your Toyota Mirai?
I bought my car in Sausalito. Uh, Man, you know, I was really looking for a car around COVID time. Um, definitely, definitely did not like the car. Didn't wasn't looking for it. But you know, they had a smoke screen. They put up a smoke screen with all the incentives and free gas and free maintenance and all this other stuff. And it sounded like a good opportunity then. But you know, it turned out to be the total opposite. You know, they had
Center the camera on Tim better.
yeah, they had a complete control over the inflation of all the prices, and pretty much they did what they wanted. You know, $300 a day for just to drive around in a small car, or paying $1,800 for just bringing it in for maintenance and stuff like that, and uh, not even being able to get parts not being available was just outrageous to me. You know, there's a long list, you know, of red flags with this car, you know, and I just feel like they should have never let it go to the general public. They should have never done it. They should have. This car has so many boundaries, so many halts going on with it. They should have, you know, gave it to the meter maids or the law enforcement. So many directions they could have went, but instead of giving it to the public and then making us take the worst end of the stick is just it's it's like they have no heart, man. You know, it's a terrible thing, especially in California. We have to deal with so much rent inflation, food inflation, Just inflation on anything. You sneeze, that's got inflation. You know what I mean? You drink some water, that's inflated. It's so hard. On definitely on a lot of Californians right now that we shouldn't have to deal with that. Shouldn't have to deal with that. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah,
Oh
I
man,
absolutely agree. I'm so sorry you have to deal with that's a really expensive statue to sit in your front yard, isn't it? That's crazy.
it's crazy. I mean, you got personal scenarios too. Like when I had my car, my wife was pregnant, and I wanted her to have decent transportation. She, was about to pop, and she would be at these gas stations looking for fuel, and she would get stuck there. You know what I mean? And then, they just didn't have no system in place. They didn't have no positive outcome. That she would be there 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning at these gas stations with no fuel, nowhere to go, can't go anywhere. And people are running into these hideous scenarios. And, definitely being pregnant with the child and everything. And it's really, really, really a bad situation to be in. It's dangerous. Definitely, you got loved ones with these cars. You got to drive all across town to go fish out fuel, and there's no compensation for your heartache. It was things that you got to go through, and you want big Toyota to hear you out. Everyone here is pretty much Toyota fans, but at the same time they dropped the ball on this one. This one they dropped the ball. Sorry, Toyota, you guys dropped the ball big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I
thank you
I
so
definitely
much.
have to agree. And
Yeah.
did we get your name when you started? I don't remember your name.
I
I'm
don't think we
sorry.
got your name. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Tim Johnson.
All right, Tim Johnson. And where did you buy your Toyota?
Sausalito.
Wow.
Sausalito Toyota.
Yeah.
And your wife
Well,
was
Those
pregnant when you bought
crooks.
it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And then, so I tell you what, I bought in the very beginning. I bought three. It started off to be a good program. It started off to seem that way. Um, oh, eventually it didn't end that way. You know. Um,
Did you say you bought three?
yes, my one for my mom and my sister, and then myself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they pushed them out that way. They sold them that way. They gave you such a good incentive, thinking that it was all a smokescreen. They gave you such a good incentive, thinking that you're getting a great deal, and then next thing you know, a year later, you're paying $300 for a full tank each day. Like I said, $1,800 for maintenance. They had complete control, and that's not what we were told what we were buying. It was totally the opposite. And it's very unfortunate for us here in California.
Yes, it is. Well, I really appreciate you sharing your story and letting people know what it's like
Yeah,
out there.
thank you for listening.
thank you
I
so much, Tim.
appreciate that.
Did
You're
you want to
welcome.
also? I saw you looking at the camera. This is Jen from the Jen Hardy Show.
Oh,
Hey,
Tell
how's
her
it
your name.
going?
How you doing? I'm Stephen Collins.
And where'd
How's
you
it
buy your
going?
Toyota?
I first bought mine at San Francisco Toyota, and then I bought a 21. And I was having so much fun with it that I went back a year later and bought another one, a 22, a limited version, at Dublin Toyota to get the 0% interest rate. But after I bought that, come 20, come 23, the fuel just skyrocketed, and I'm stuck paying like $200. But the cars is just sitting now. They've been sitting over a year and a half now, and I'm trying to make ends meet. That's it.
Well, and were there more fuel stations when you bought your first one?
Oh, we had three stations. We had three stations in San Francisco. I'm from San Francisco, and so we had the airport. We had a Shell on Third Street and a Shell on the Mission. I think we had one more, but They was working fine at first, and then all of a sudden they just started having problems and problems. Then I had to start going to the airport, which is like 20 miles from my house in San Francisco. And then they just built a new one in Oakland a year ago, almost a year. So now I got to cross the whole bridge, pay toll bridge, which is like 20 miles, and then come back. But I
Wow.
end up having to come 23 to end of 23. I had to just end up buying another car. But I'm
What car did you buy?
Tesla. I bought a Tesla, but I'm struggling to pay for the two Toyotas I got. You know, I got another 2.5, 3 years left, and I'm struggling to pay for it.
When's the last time you got into it?
Over a year.
Wow. Still paying for something he
Wow.
hasn't driven in a whole year.
Over a year.
That is
It just
wow. That's wild. Now, do you know who is selling who makes the hydrogen fuel? Do you know?
only station I think we got now is True Zero. Them the only ones reproducing it,
Okay.
but they got a big plant now because they trying to push the diesels with the hydrogen. So they end up building at the port of Oakland a big old station for the diesels and the cars, and that's the
Okay.
first station that ever worked right. So I thought we was going in the right direction where fuels was gonna come down. You know, but I mean, I'm out of fuel now, but it's like $200 to fill it up to only go like 250 miles.
So your car only goes about 250 miles as well, because that's what everyone is saying. That they were told it was 400 though.
Yeah, it was 400. The highest I got it was like 320, but you gotta drive like a grandma. You know what I'm saying? Take off slow. You gotta stay in a little. You know, I figured it out, but I to the point where I got ticked off and irritated, so I'm like down to 250.
Gotcha.
I got irritated as hell. I'm like, I'm not finna drive around here. People blowing the horn at me.
Yeah, no, that's and somebody else was saying, yeah, if you don't use the air conditioning, you get more miles, but you got to use the air conditioning most of the
We're in
time.
California.
Nah, it's as soon as you turn the air on, it'll take like 20 miles off the range.
Yep.
So
Wow.
I got kind of used to knowing how to do it, but it was like a lot of elderly people that used to come to the station and get me stuck because I need to help them. You know what I'm saying? I was able to maneuver, but I felt sad for the people that was stuck at the station, couldn't take the nozzle off, you know.
Now, I read that sometimes the nozzle freezes on. Is that true? Does it freeze on
Yes,
there sometimes?
yeah, yeah, freeze on. Then you got to sit there for like 10, 15 minutes. If you're lucky, you might get it off in 5.
Wow. That
But
is
a lot of people
that
didn't
is
know to
not
be patient and, you know.
wow. We're used to just jumping in if we get gas, right? It's like 2 minutes and you're out. If it's 5 minutes, you're frustrated. I can't imagine spending that long.
Yeah, we have to go to the street.
Oh, yeah, if it gets stuck, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
¿En Seconcho?
No, Eileen, she will not be driving it. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. Living out here in Florida, I literally had no idea this was a thing. I'm so sorry for that you're all going through
Oh,
this.
yeah. Well, I got a tin can sitting outside my house for the last over a year now. I don't even get in it. I hate even staring at it. It'd be making me want to kick it. You know?
Thank you.
All right.
We'll see if anyone else wants to share their story.
All right.
You know, have you had a chance to share with Jen Hardy? She's live streaming right now. She's on the podcast Voices of Justice.
Hi there. We're listening to everybody's Mirai stories and having everyone share their story. Would you like to tell yours?
My story?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, of course.
Sure.
Okay.
You want to start with your name and where you bought it?
My name Muhammad Khlawi. My name is Muhammad Khlawi. I bought my car as pre-owned from Pleasant, Mercedes-Benz of Pleasanton in the Bay Area.
Okay.
And
does it do everything they told you?
What's wrong with the car? Why are you here today?
Okay, here's the deal. When after I signed the paperwork, I took the car to fill it up. So the very first problem I found out like that every single kilogram of that fuel is $29. I filled it up from San Ramon, and I drove it from San Ramon to Sacramento, which is about 100 and probably 103 miles or 104 miles.
Just to find a station, or
No,
that's
no,
where you bought it? Okay.
from the station, from the gas station, the fuel station, to my house. And once I got there, the fuel at the dealership, they told me that it is giving you up to like 360, 340 miles per fuel. When I filled it up, it gives me 220. And when I drove it from San Ramon to Sacramento, I noticed like it's like halfway to empty. And one more thing, the most stressful thing that I face, which is the sign on the dashboard where it says like 100 mile, not for to refill, it's 100 miles, and there is like that logo of the tow truck and a vehicle on the flatbed of the tow truck. I'm going to take a video and a picture of that logo, and I will send it to Mr. Jason. I'll take it
That'd be great.
today.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, me now once we got it, it's like you cannot. First of all, there is one fuel station in West Sacramento, which is around 23 minutes away from me. I'm sorry. The fuel itself is like they said it's like up, which is $36 per kilogram. Because since I got that car, which is 100 days ago, I bought it. I went home. I dropped it there. It's collecting. It's sitting there. It's collecting dust until right now because I can't use it.
Did you try to sell it or return it?
I tried. I put it online for sale, but no one asked. Like how much money you want for that. So it's like you're just seeing a problem. It's not just it's a stressful time when you see your car sitting there. You are not using it. You are not enjoying your money. You are not getting any benefits out of that car. It's just sitting there, and you are making your payments, and you can't drive it. You can't drive that car even. So it's like it's a big
What
problem.
did the dealership say?
The dealership they just offered the car the way as is because it's a pre-owned.
Yeah.
And when I asked them about the maintenance, they said just like any other car, beside the hybrid battery. They told me that it gives you like 360, 340 miles per fuel. In fact, it was like 220. And when I drove it, as I said, driving 100 miles from Bay Area to here, it just dropped like a half.
And how did you find Jason?
Actually, well, I put it out for sale online. One guy contacted me and he said, I heard about an A-class lawsuit against me.
Yeah.
So if you want it, this is the name of the attorney and their phone number. That's when I got the phone number and I contacted Mr. Jason.
Wow.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Wow.
Mhm.
So can I ask, how long
Yes.
ago did you buy your car?
It's like 100 days ago.
100 days ago. And if you sold your car today, would you get back the same money that you bought it for?
No, actually, not at all. You cannot get anything because nobody ever asked. It's online. Until right now, it's online for sale. But until right now, no one asked me how much money you want for that car. You know?
Yeah.
It loses all its value,
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's
there's
a
no value.
paperweight, they say.
Yeah, it's no
It
value.
is a paperweight. It is a very expensive paperweight.
It is.
Exactly.
You know?
Oh, there you got the sign. There you go. So I made that picture, but I have a fork in it. Like stick a fork in it. It's done. Yeah, because it's upside down. It's done. Yeah. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Oh, by the way, I drove from the dealer to the house. That's it. That's the only 100 miles I put on that car since I bought it.
Really?
I just collecting dust in front of my house. I'm not
Wow.
using it.
That's
Because
awful.
what
I'm
is
so
the
sorry.
point? If I'm gonna drive it, you can't drive it around, even in Sacramento, because we have one fuel station, which is sometimes you do not have fuel in there, actually, as I heard from the other owners of Mirais. And they said, in order to go there, you have to call to find out if there is a fuel or not, which is I'm not willing to gamble with the car. I know if I go out of fuel, yeah, I'm stranded on the freeway. So
Oh my God.
I become a hazard on the freeway. So there is no need to drive it.
No. Wow. 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 I don't even know what to say. So what are your plans to do with it?
Honestly, just waiting for this lawsuit to see what's going on with it. And even if they offer me the car to have it after they settle this case, if they offer it for me for free, I'm not gonna have it. I'm gonna throw it
Oh
away.
goodness, no.
money to keep it on your property.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm gonna give it like for free to anybody who wants a car. I'm not willing even to have it.
Maybe they can open a museum.
Hopefully.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing what happened.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for the support and for,
You're
Did you want
welcome.
to join us
We're
well?
trying to help you and
Thank
spread the
you.
word.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Hey,
Hi.
I'm good. My name is Reddy. I'm from Hayward. I'm here to
You
tell
want
my
to tell
story.
your yeah.
Share your.
Yeah.
I said my name is Freddie.
Yeah.
Ready to hear your story.
So I bought this car back in 2022 February at Dublin Toyota. When I visited them, I went there actually to buy something cheap, something small car like Corolla, where I can only use it like a couple of times a week. So I didn't have much use for the car, but the uh, Toyota Dublin, they kept pushing me to buy this car, saying that this is cheaper than Corolla. Corolla, you pay more because of the pandemic. Cars are very rare now. You can buy this. This is rightly available. You can take it off the lot right today. You just pay me like $3,000 down. You get this car, take home for like $600 per month. It's a cheap lease or like you like a cheap finance, 0% finance. And it's like, what is this car? It's like hydrogen. Okay, how do I put the gas? Oh, you live in Hayward. It's right there. You just put the gas pump, plug it in, and you get like 400 miles on it. I was like, wow, this sounds really great. And did some research online. Like they had some link that shows the government is funding hydrogen so much, which will be like $5 per kilo. Right now, right at the time, it was like $18 per kilo, and they said like, it will be like $5 per kilo, which is like 60, 70 miles for each kilo. So it's like fine. I get like for like maybe like $20, $25, I can get like 300, 400 miles. So I was like, yeah, that's a good deal, right? And with all the rebates, $15,000 gas car, $15,000 off on the price. I was like, wow, this is a really great deal. And back then I only had like to go to office like 1 day per week, so I didn't feel the pain. But once I started like going 3 days, 4 days a week to the office, I had to refill the car like once every week. And then I noticed like it was a painful process to put the gas. Every time you go there, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna have gas readily available. Either you have to wait for like 30 to 40 minutes, the pressure to build up, or it's not going to work. It just shows that station is down or something else problem. And you call True Zero, the company that puts the gas. They don't know what's going on. They'll tell you like, oh, we'll send a technician. And you wait like 1 hour, the technician will never show up. Even if he shows up, he shows up like 1, 2 hours later. The only thing to tell you that he tried everything else and he couldn't fix it. And now you have no gas in your car. You can't go to work. You can't go to home. And then you call Toyota to explain them everything. And Toyota hang up your call. They call True Zero to find if the story is true, and they don't believe you. You keep going back on the fourth. You waste another couple hours. By the time the whole day is gone, uh, I had a lot of problems filling up gas, lot and lot, and that gas station was only 2 miles from my home. There were some times I went like 5 times in the same day just to make sure. Even though we have a system where you can see if the gas station is online, it's not reliable. It's not reliable at all. It will tell you it's online, but when you go there, it's down. And True Zero doesn't accept it. Toyota doesn't accept it. They know, everybody knows like what's going on. They just don't want to accept. After like one year of the usage, I called Toyota asking them like, can you take this car back? Do a lemon law or do whatever you want. I don't want this car. And they said they can buy off the car from me but it will be like 25% of what I paid, what I owe them. It's like, why so much depreciation? He's like, yeah, that's how it is. You cannot buy anything else, or we can trade you in for a BRZ for the 50% of the car value. It's like, why am I losing 50% of the car value in just 1 year? I cannot afford that, right? So I kept fighting with Toyota. I even started lemon law, and they said like, hydrogen is not my problem. You don't have hydrogen, that's your problem. It's a government problem. It's an infrastructure problem. It's not my problem. So you cannot lemon law this car. I had a couple other problems. Toyota fixed it. It's like with the suspension. But then fuel was getting worse. In October 2023, there was no fuel completely. We were dried up. Uh, they gave us a rental car for like a couple months, which was better than nothing to go to work. But I heard a lot of people couldn't even get the car rental from Toyota or didn't even know that Toyota paid for this and they had to pay from their own pockets. Uh, Finally, in 2024, last year, October, I traded this car for a new Honda car because I had to go all 5 days to San Francisco, which is like 30 miles from my home. And I would have to fill like at least twice every week in that car just to not to be range anxiety. Uh, Now I have a Honda car, no problems, runs well. I can find gas anywhere. I can charge it anywhere. So I don't have a headache now, but we went through a lot. And I was one of the first few people having problems at the fuel stations, complaining. Whenever you complain on a social media platform, especially on Reddit or Facebook, the first thing they would do is ban you. The two major groups, one on Reddit and one on Facebook, they would directly ban you. So 4 or 5 people, we thought, you know what, they're suppressing us. They're not letting us the truth. We cannot explain this to anyone. Even explaining to my lawyer was a difficult task because nobody understood like what the real problem was with the car. Anyone to understand with the car, I think they have to own this car. If they own this car, they will know the problem. And I'm pretty sure there's a big scam out there going on with the hydrogen. Everybody's involved: government, dealerships, manufacturers, suppliers, everyone, every stakeholder is involved. And if you see the trend, most of the people that who bought Mirai are middle class or lower middle class people. So they're just targeting the poor people here, not the rich guys. So they're scamming us. They're taking our money, filling their pockets, building their homes. Nothing better.
That is incredible. And thank you for being so articulate with your story. That was absolutely incredible. So how did you get rid of your car? Did you sell it back to Toyota?
No, I tried to do that. So Toyota was asking. So first 1 year, they said they're gonna pay me. I paid them $40,000. They said they're gonna pay me 20,000 for it the first 1 year. But I said, 50% of the depreciation in 1 year is too less, right? Too high. So I cannot give them. The next year, I was like, damn, I'm done this. Okay, let me take that 50% depreciation and give it to them. They were not ready for the 20 this time. They said 10,000. It's like, oh wow, 10,000. I'm gonna owe them like $30,000, which is not good. Next year, in like 2024, when I forced them to take it, they offered me $4,500 for the car, and I had $32,000 payment still left on this car. I was like, this is not happening. Then I kept talking to a lot of other people like Mitsubishi, Honda, Hyundai to see who was gonna give me a better deal on this car. Uh, there was a couple people like Hyundai and Honda. They offered me like $9,000 to $10,000 for a trade-in if I lease a car. So I leased a Honda EV car on this car. So I lost $11,000 for trading in this car. So now I'm paying the lease of my new car and also plus $11,000, which is added on top of it. So I'm right now my payment is about like $800 per month
Oh my
just
goodness.
for the car. Yeah,
Wow. That's incredible. But you're out. At least you're
yeah,
out, right? Oh
yeah.
my goodness. Wow. These I just it blows my mind. And then and what, the 20,000 of these were sold? And I'm sure that everyone has you all have probably similar stories,
Yeah.
right?
Uh, in people in San Francisco, they had four when they bought it in back in 2021, 2022. They had none by the end of 2022, zero. And we kept asking Toyota. So when all of the gas stations went down, we called Toyota and asked them like, How come all of them go down at the same time? They said, we don't know. Oh, this was all? We didn't know that. And they kept pushing us like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And they said, oh, they are maintaining it. They need some time to update it. Like what update? Is it a hardware update? Is it a software update? We don't know. What update is it? After 4 months, 5 months, we kept talking to them like, what's update going on? What is the update that they have to do like for like 5 months on all stations? And finally, the news broke out that Shell pulled out. Toyota knew all this along that Shell pulled out, but they wouldn't help customers in San Francisco to get a rental car. Even though they knew what's happening, they never tell the customers like what's the real pain. Even the dealerships, they never tell you how bad. Like when you plug in, how much time it takes. When you plug out, how much effort it takes to pull out, and how much time it takes to build the pressure to put back in the. So if there are 5 people waiting, 3 can get probably like filled up in like 10-15 minutes, but the other 3 people will have to wait like 1 to 2 hours at the station. The security guy who works at the Hayward station, he told me he met a lot of people who shared their stories with him. Some people told him they lost jobs because every single day or every time they had to come to the station, it took them like 30 minutes to 1 hour that they didn't predict. They went late. They kept telling the same stories to their manager. After some point, the manager said, "You're lying. You're fired." Right? And he said he met a guy who went through a divorce just because of the Mirai, because he couldn't get to his family in time in the day, and he couldn't tow the car on his own expense. He couldn't get to his family. His girlfriend divorced him. His wife divorced him. So really, really bad stories out there. Uh, oh my God, I think I spoke to like at least 300, 400 people so far on the Telegram group. Everybody has a different story. There are a lot of people that serve the nation. A lot of military people, a lot of reserve people. Even they tell when Toyota that I need to go out to serve the country. Can you take this car back? No response.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you again. I appreciate
Thank you.
you telling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Reddy. Thank you so much, Jen. My phone is dying, so we're gonna have to start wrapping up soon. Unless
Okay,
I find another phone to work. Thank you so much for listening to everyone's stories. I'm just out here
you're welcome.
helping the event, helping the stories get heard. There's so many people here, and every single person has been affected in very similar but such different ways. You know, everyone has their own life, their own problems,
Right.
and it's crazy to see just like these replicated stories from across California of people who really, really suffered from a car purchase that's unheard of.
Right? Can you scan, like, without showing people who don't want to maybe be on, can you scan the crowd and we can see how many people are there?
Sure, we have people over here. We have some people all over here. Then we have some people over here. And a lot more people are coming a bit later in the afternoon.
All right. Well, I tell you what, if you want, we can do this again. Like, I'll be around. So Jason has my number. So if you
Yeah,
guys want to come more later when there's more people,
that
I'm
would be
here.
amazing. I'll go put my phone to charge and we'll touch base maybe in
Yeah, why
about
don't you do
20
that?
minutes.
And then it's the same, it'll be the same link.
Yeah, okay, great.
So just have him text me and let me know, and I'll have my phone on me, and we'll come back and do it again.
Okay, thank you so much, and it was really nice meeting you. Thank you for.
All right, thank you. And I don't think we officially met. What is your name?
My name is Yehudis.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right.
We helped introduce Jason first to you
Very cool.
back a few weeks ago. So
Yeah,
thank you for having him on the podcast.
you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you.
See you soon.
All right, bye. Oh. Oh my goodness, can you even believe that? I cannot. I am getting some coffee. My daughter's bringing me coffee because I am thirsty. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. Eileen, you have a wonderful boss. Thank God, that's so good. Are you kidding? She's going to get me some cookies too. Oh my goodness. All right, so I just wanted to stay on for a few more minutes and talk to you and find out, what do you think about that insanity? How can a company sell a car that can't get fueled? I don't know. I mean, yes, they had plans. They showed people maps. They were cute little maps that had, like plans, but they didn't have actual fuel stations built. And now that the cars are there, well, they're not working. And as you heard from everybody, they're mostly lawn ornaments. So I can't imagine spending what, $60,000-$70,000 on a car that literally sits in my front yard. So that's why I thought, we'll tell the story. We'll have everybody come on, because I think, honestly, it's a story that needs to be told, and give everybody a voice. Like I said, I just can't imagine. Can you imagine having a car that is you paying $600 to $800 a month for, they said, and it literally sits in their yard forever because there's no fuel. So, for those of you who are just joining us, you can go back and watch. There's some pretty incredible stories in this one. You are not going to believe it unless you live in California, and then maybe you know someone who has these cars. It's the Mirai. Toyota makes it. I have a Toyota. I love Toyota, but not this one. Not this one at all. Or the or the way they're dealing with people. One of the guys that we talked to a little while ago, his wife was very pregnant when they bought the car, and then drove from station to station to station just to try to fuel it up. People have lost spouses. They've gotten divorced over this car. They've lost their jobs over this car. Y'all, I don't know. I think people need to make some noise and figure something out. So anyway, that's why we took this on, and it's been very interesting. No, you can't, Eileen? Okay. Oh, imagine. I'm guessing. No, you can't imagine. I can't imagine. I cannot. No. I cannot. No. I just don't even know what else to say about that. All right. So something else to let you know before we go, I have started a new series of shorts. They're not quite right. We're gonna tweak them a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what that is. And you can let me know what you think and how I can make it better in our little membership area, because we've got this membership thing right here on YouTube now. No more Discord. Boom, it's right here. So how cool is that? And Eileen, you have a Corolla. Yeah, because you know why? Because they last forever. You make sure that you change the oil and do the tune-ups every once in a while, and boom, they last for 300,000 miles. So, and probably the Mirais will too, except you just can't drive them anywhere. Goodness. All right. Well, I will let you all go. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to have some lunch, and then we may just come back for the rest of the rally later. Mwah! It's been great to see you. And if I'm not back later today, we'll be here Tuesday and have somebody incredible.